and hello everyone. Hi, I'm so excited to be here today with you. And yeah, I'm super amazed actually with our previous speaker, Laura. It was super insightful session, and I hope ours will be as insightful as the previous one. So today we have a product spotlight session about SplitMetrics Optimize. Together with my colleague Alex, we'll be uncovering the challenges of mobile market that we are all facing nowadays. Then we'll be, of course, sharing the details how we are overcoming those challenges together with our beautiful clients. Moving on to the platform demo that we'll be revealing for you today, and some super successful cases that we had before. So let us start with a quick introduction of ourselves. My name is Marina. I'm head of sales at SplitMetrics Optimize, and my amazing colleague Alex, who's customer success team lead. We were waiting for this session for the whole week, right, Alex?
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Hey, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Hope you'll get this so insightful information during this panel.
I hope so too. So we are starting, as I mentioned before, with the key challenges of mobile-first companies this and next year. We're expecting probably. And like year over year, while talking with our clients, collecting feedback from the market, doing market analysis, understanding the category specifics for different game genres, for different app categories, we decided for today's session, actually divide those challenges into two groups. The ones that actually, as we hear, product teams are mostly facing at the moment, and what we have on the marketing team's table. Starting with the product team, very quickly, and just with one word, it's all about validation. Validation of new successful products, apps, games, ideas, concepts, new product features. So the main goal is to save, of course, teams' resources, time, budget on making data-based decisions. And that is what actually we are trying to help our clients and help the market with. But what we see is it one of the big pains at the moment, the data. On the marketing's table, so the main goal is to build a successful user acquisition strategy, right? Decrease cost per acquisition, grow retention rates, grow our users base, design the acquisition strategy and stand out in such competitive environment as we currently see on the market. So having that said, being a leading A/B testing solution on the market, SplitMetrics Optimize actually gives an opportunity to our clients and partners to validate all those hypotheses, concepts, and ideas for new upcoming products, gaming or non-gaming products, to create and build successful go-to-market strategies and ensure like predictive app growth and stable revenue. So that's our mission, and how exactly we are doing that, a step-by-step strategy. I'm giving the floor to Alex to dive into in more details.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Mary. Yeah, so as you mentioned before, as SplitMetrics Optimize, we provide the full funnel, like the validation loop or validation cycle, which help you with continuous ad validation, yeah, from basic idea research to data-driven decision, which help you to hit your main goals with your app. And just a bit of details on each of steps. So the first one, ideate. So you just need to create some of hypothesis, yeah, to validate maybe on pre-launch stage. The second one, create. So it means that you need to create some tests, A/B tests, with which we can help at SplitMetrics Optimize, for example, with A/B testing plan. Then you need to validate the results. Yeah, you'll get so many insights after the test. And as a result, evaluation of your insight for data-driven decisions, and maybe for the future for your new hypothesis. In terms of, yeah, sure. Sorry.
I'm so sorry, Alex, for interrupting. I'm just, yeah, I thought of a quick question to our audience, actually.
Yeah.
Guys, those of you who are actually leveraging A/B testing, whether it's on native solutions or using paid acquisition channels or third-party tools like SplitMetrics. Could you please share like how your testing strategy and testing steps look like? Maybe you have some additional stages in this validation loop, or you have your own creative, methodology of doing the experiments on your hypothesis. Share with us in the chat. We'll be super excited to learn more about how it's done on the market.
Right, absolutely, really good question. Yeah, and in terms of key benefits that we have at SplitMetrics Optimize, the first one, and which I'm really proud of, so we have 3 testing environments. So not only core elements you can test on your product page, like icon, title, or maybe app video preview, even screenshot, but with search page and category page, you can get the conversion rate maybe of your competitors. Yeah, so it's very insightful. Another thing, at SplitMetrics Optimize, we have 3 main testing, A/B testing methodologies. The first one, Bayesian, it's like the gold standard on the market. The sequential methodology, yeah, it will be perfectly using for pre-launch stages because it's more sensitive. And for sure, multi-arm banded. Yeah, it's can save you the time and the budget for your experiments, A/B experiments. 50+ metrics and even benchmarks. Yeah, not only general benchmarks, but even the granular benchmarks, maybe for specific screenshot. Yeah, so which conversion rate has one of your specific screenshot? The integration with the major NMP trackers on the market, from AppsLayer to adjust to see the full funnel analytics of your app, and for sure the multiple ad sources, yeah, which you use for your target audience. It could be Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or maybe Google, so wherever you want.
Alex, you're so excited about ad sources.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just loving it.
Yeah, sure. And some feedbacks, maybe some successful cases from our clients. Yeah, the first one will be Ethermax. So with Ethermax team, we have to align with their ASO and user acquisition activity in order to build more profitable user acquisition strategy to get the much lower CPI. And the prequel for sure, yeah. At SplitMetrics Optimize, we have to join product and marketing teams in order to hit one main common goal, testing different positions or maybe value propositions of prequel ad. And how it works in practically, yeah, just a bit of demo. Yeah, Mary, could you just please give us a bit more details?
Yeah, with great pleasure. Thank you. So we are on in the most exciting part and most informative, I believe, part of this session today. We'll be opening the dashboard of SplitMetrics Optimize platform. But before we do that, I actually wanted to highlight a specific bulk of features so that it would be easier for you to understand what we're talking about today, right? So the first bulk of features is totally about your user funnel, your user flow in terms of the experiment, how they are moving throughout the experiment, what's the percentage of your audience are engaged people, or what kind of installs are we receiving in the dashboard, like direct installs or after gallery scroll. What's the percentage of your audience who actually dropped from the page right after they landed on it? So this will be the first part of our demo presentation today. The second part of it is all about the metrics that highlight the performance of our core product page elements. And I'm sure you guys are know that the screenshots and app video preview are most impactful elements in terms of the performance on our product page. So here we are, the main dashboard of SplitMetrics platform. And specifically for your session, for our session today, right? We created a demo experiment, and I wanted to highlight, please pay attention. This is not the real experiment. It's a synthetic data that we did on the back end for you to understand how exactly the data works on our dashboard. So as a demo experiment, we have a multivariate experiment where you can change multiple elements within one testing variation. And here we change screenshots and app title. I'll show you it in a second. We have an experiment for iPhone using Bayesian testing methodology. And today for the demo experiment, we picked that bright and colorful and amazing Pixar product, right? For you to see those beautiful images and app video previews. And as I mentioned before, we changed the order of the screenshot, meaning that for this specific case, we are testing different functionality, understanding the value, the core value proposition of the app, along with the app title, which was not significantly changed, to be honest. So within the overview tab, what do we have here? Basically, these metrics allow you to be in a full control over your experiment on a daily basis. So just imagine, on a day-to-day basis, you're able to come into the experiment and follow the changes in the engagement rate. So how actively users interact with your product page. For instance, having an app video preview, of course, might increase the engagement rate, but at the same time, it not always works well in terms of the performance. You can easily understand how much time users spend on your product pages before clicking on Get button. And remember, there is a benchmark that actually we see that right now users are spending on the product pages from 7 to 10 seconds overall. And what we see in our clients' experiments that publishers tend to create 30 seconds app video preview. I don't want to disappoint you here, but no one watches it up until the end. So make sure you spend your resources in other places, let's say so. Then how much time on average users spend on the page, how much time you actually have to make them decide to install your app, to give them the opportunity to understand what your app or game about, what is the core idea and core value of your product within these seconds. Of course, on a daily basis, you are checking the improvement, how well your treatment variations are performing compared to the control one. What's the winning probability of each of the variations that you have in the experiment among all other variations? So, for example, if you see that during even 3 days of the experiment, you see a very low winning probability, or the improvement is negative rather than positive, you can easily stop this variation, not to spend traffic on it, and of course, pay attention to the best performing variations. Moving on to the behavioral segments. As I mentioned before, so we are like, we're checking how our audience performs in this specific experiment. And these behavioral segments allow us to align with our user acquisition activities, with our user acquisition teams. So for example, if you see that there is a super high bounce rate in the experiment, meaning that, like in this example, 76% of the whole audience who's participating in the experiment and saw variation A, they left the page with no prior interaction. It means that we need to change or make some small changes, tweaks in our ad campaign settings. We need to get together with our user acquisition and see what can be improved, what other target audience segments we should target in order to actually make them converted or exploit and converted, because these two segments show us how our users convert directly, for example, with no prior interaction. Like in Pixar case, we all know that it's like widely known app title. So lots of people know about it, and they even don't need to check your screenshot or what it is about, the core value. They just love Pixar products, I don't know, marketing or anything that they saw previously, and they just hit on Get button right away. So with the database decisions, you're able to convert the biggest portion of your traffic either directly or after exploring your product page. And mainly I'm talking about screenshots and video previews here, screenshots on the first position, basically. And we also have like exploring bounced users. the part of the audience who checked the product page, but for some reason left. And here, the value proposition experiment with specific targeting of different ad groups might be of use. We'll be telling about successful use cases a bit later. I'm moving on to the second group of the metrics, which are for the core elements. As a reminder, so screenshots. Just imagine, here you can see super granular analytics per each and every of your screenshots, starting from what's the percentage of your audience started to scroll through the gallery. So see, in this very example, we have an app video preview on the first position, and we see that only 40% of our audience actually started to scroll through the gallery. So it's worth testing video versus no video. It's worth moving on to the app video preview section and understand what specific highlights convert our users and then put it on the screenshots. I'll dive deeper into this a bit later. You can easily understand what's the install rate per each particular screenshot that you have on the product page. The full screen view, opens, the repetitive use of each particular screenshot. So super granular data. And I'm sure, well, I'm not sure, I know for sure that we have tons of successful experiments on the screenshots. And I would right now ask Alex to share with us at least one of them.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Just one very interesting life hack that I gave to one of my clients. It's very, very simple, but very useful. So guys, as you can see, the install rate after the sixth screenshot is the highest. Yeah, it's around 30%. So they are the best option. So we just need to change the position of the screenshot to the first one. Yeah, because as you know, the first impression or first view has the very, very strong impact to your visitors. And right after these changes, the conversion rate was increased by 10%. So it's very useful.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alex. We're looking forward to getting more cases from you. And I'm moving on to the last section for today in terms of the demo, which is app video preview. And of course, as I mentioned before, it's definitely worth testing because app video preview might work super great for different game genres. But when it comes to utilities apps, it not always work well in terms of the performance and conversion. But testing videos is always a good idea because we can understand what's the install rate after watching the video. We can understand, and getting back to the screenshot section, right? We can understand how video performs when it is on the first position in the gallery, of course, we understand what's the percentage of audience started to scroll through the screenshots gallery. But if we see a high install rate after watching the video, we definitely need to optimize it further in order to get even higher install rate. We can see average view duration, as I told you before. Please cut your video up until 15 seconds tops. That would be the best move you can do. And of course, average view duration before install. This is a very interesting metric. Why so? Because here on this graph, we are showing you at what particular second your users stopped watching video and actually clicked on get button. Just imagine, you can see what was highlighted on this particular second you're in the video, whether it was, I don't know, some super nice and appealing game character or a part of the gameplay where you can buy anything or a specific product feature, social proof, anything. Take this data, understand how users like install after these highlights, take this for the screenshots, convert your users even faster than with 15 seconds app video preview. So based on that, we actually prepared some great cases for you today. Alex, tell us about your amazing clients.
Yeah, sure. About our superheroes, I would say. Yeah. Yeah. So some successful use cases. For example, from Captain America. Yeah. So the main goal of Captain America was to find the best value proposition of his app. And as a solution, we propose to run a multivariate test. So what does mean multivariate test? It means that you can run a test with 2 or more elements at the same time. Yeah, if you want, for example, to save your time for the experiment. The 2 main elements, testing elements, was title and first screenshot. Yeah. So for example, you can put any new call to action on the first screenshot, or maybe new characters wherever. Yeah. So, and for sure for title. Yeah. So this was the result and the solution to find the best value proposition. Another client, Spider-Man, Mary, as I remember, it was yours. Yeah. Am I right? No.
Yeah. Actually, we ran this experiment with Spider-Man, of course.
Yeah.
And his main goal was to increase conversion, of course. So the core idea behind this experiment was that in the previous Spider-Man's test, we saw that having an app video preview, as you saw on the demo dashboard just minutes ago, having an app video preview reduces the unique views of the first screenshot. And we had actually 21% of the audience who started to scroll through the gallery for this app. Just imagine, you can highlight the core value of your app and people could have an understanding of the core value from the first glance, and we have just 20% of the audience. So of course, at some point we decided to remove video from the experiment, just that easy, one of the steps in the whole optimization strategy that we did have. And what do we have as a result? Basically, the unique views of this first screenshot were around 85, 86% for the first screenshot with no app video preview. We saw a huge increase in the direct installs because, of course, this is the first view, like page's first view, and people catch the information from the first screenshot on the first view and with no interaction can install. So this was my case. Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. And the last one but not least, Black Widow. Unfortunately, Scarlett Johansson wasn't my main point of contact in such case, but the main goal, it was the CPI decreasing. Yeah, because one day they mentioned that the CPI was very high. So, and here's the solution we provided. It was the audience test. So what does it mean? We tried to find the best audience, the most relevant audience, and it's just maybe some changes on the paid traffic side. Maybe we need to find more relevant interest, maybe change the geo, or I don't know, to add or delete any interest, as I just mentioned before. So, and as a result, we'll do it. Yeah, so we did it. We'll find the best option, we'll find the best audience, and the CPI as a result was decreased.
And cherry on top, I believe we are a bit running out of time, but very quickly, what's next for SplitMetrics Optimize product? Basically, I hope we gave you today the understanding that we are trying and we are doing our best to build the best-in-class solution for app and game ideas validation, testing your hypothesis, improving like everything that can be improved, to be honest. But as the next steps here, marketing funnel builder will be implemented in the system to empower user acquisition teams and their activities for effective management of user acquisition campaigns. Experiment knowledge hub and integrated benchmarks for our clients and partners to have even more control over their experiment, over their testing roadmaps, and of course, performance in the category, because with the benchmarks, you can easily understand where you are standing in a specific category. And predictive testing, cutting time for decision-making process, cutting your risks, and cutting manual work. This is all about it. That's basically it from our side today. Thank you so much for joining. It was amazing. And thank you, Alex, for being here today. I don't think we have any time for questions. David, what do you think?
Unfortunately not, guys, but look, listen, thank you very, very much. The chat is lighting up here for you too. So I would suggest.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Marina. Please reach out to Alex and Marina. You see their email there. They're also on LinkedIn, as you can imagine. So, and I'm sure they're more than happy to answer any questions. Exciting times ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you so much.